Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wisconsin Greg Show. Got another one of these gargoyles to repaint. I did one before I decided to make a video. I have 3 of them. Then I made a video on one. My girlfriend told me it was a good idea to make a video of me repainting one, so I did. And I had a pretty good turnout, lots of views on it. I was pretty happy with it, so thank you everyone for watching that. And I wasn't going to paint this one this year. I was going to wait till next year, but I had everything out and figured, oh, let's just get her done. So I'm going to put some epoxy putty in all the chips and stuff right now, and then I don't know, either later today or tomorrow or soon, I'll start the painting. Put it all in this video. I'm just going to try to make it as short as I can, not show everything, and just show you the transformation from what it is right now until the end. It's going to look totally different. It's not going to be green when it's done. It's going to be probably a lighter blue or a gray. And the base, I think I'm going to make it gold, kind of gold colored. It's going to be different, a little different. To me, it kind of looks like a frog right now, being green, but that's okay. I like to change it, see what it's like. I got it all washed up and clean, and it's ready for putty. And then after that epoxy putty dries, it says an hour. I'm trying some different type of putty too today. The last type of putty I didn't quite like as much. It worked good, but it was really stiff. So this I'm hoping is a little bit thinner, easier to put on. We'll see how it works out. So I'm gonna get over there behind the camera and start with this putty stuff and show you how that works. It's pretty simple. Just put it into the little divots and cracks and stuff like that, and pinholes, and then we'll move on. Okay, the stuff I'm using is called JB Weld Steel Stick. Hopefully it works better than the other stuff I used. I mean, the other stuff worked good, but it was hard to work with because it dried so fast, it was hard and stiff even when I started. So I cut this tube. This is half of a tube that they give you. I'm only doing half a tube at a time because trying to keep it moist. And I'm putting it on wax paper this time to keep a paper plate from sucking any moisture out. Then you gotta work it together to mix it together so it'll mix the hardener together, I guess, with it. And it says to wear gloves, so I have gloves. I'm not a big person at following instructions and doing that, but I do have them here, so I guess I better put them on. I'm going to knead this stuff up and make it so it gets activated, and then I'm going to go around here and fill up these holes. I'll show you this bottom very quick. Very bad, all corroded. Hopefully you can see that. It's bad. I got to put a bunch on there and level that off. I don't know if the condensation does that. I'm guessing that's what it is. And makes it kind of pop out or chip, kind of like a road from freezing and thawing and stuff, because we have colds. I don't take these in the winter time. I probably should. So, and then all I gotta do is rub it on there and try to get it as kind of smooth as I can, so there's the less sanding I'll have to do later. I didn't show this part with the other one. Then after this dries, I'll sand the whole thing all down so it all has a good bonding surface for the first coat of paint. So this is going to take me a while. I'm going to shut the camera off here, and when I get this part done, I'll come back to you. Okay, I got the epoxy putty all on. You can see it all filled in all the holes and the cracks and stuff. There's some white spots here. They're not really chips or anything. They're just where the paint is removed. But we'll get this all sanded up when it's all dry, and then I'll take this outside and sand it because it's going to be messy and it's going to take some time. Then I'll rinse it all off quick and then let it dry and put on the first coat of paint, which will be really wet. paint thinned out with water for a primer coat, and then we'll paint her. But I'll come back on here when it's after it's all sanded and show you me putting on the primer coat. Okay, I got the gargoyle all sanded down and all the holes filled. There's still a few little tiny holes, which is not going to be a problem. I like to leave a few for character, kind of like a person has a mole here and there. Just kind of gives it character. I decided to give the the first coat it's going to be a midnight blue, so that those dark spots, little holes here and there, cracks and crevices and stuff will show through, to give it some character. This is not going to be the color it's going to actually be. This is just going to be what the little cracks and crevices and holes are going to be in, kind of a sealer. It's going to be thinned down real much with water, not too much. You don't want to get it so it doesn't have the adhesion where it won't stick to it, where you lose that, but just thin enough where it'll go into all the cracks and stuff, where it's almost like a stain, but not quite, a little thicker than a stain, I guess you'd say. Took a little while sanding all the holes and stuff with the epoxy putty I used. Did that last night, and I did use a little tiny steel brush around the eyes and mouth and any tight corners that I couldn't really get into with sandpaper. That kind of worked pretty good for removing any loose paint and anything that was in there loose and stuff. So got her all ready to go, and got her on a milk crate out here so it can drain, because it's going to get just slopped on there right now. Just to seal it up. So I'm going to start with the bottom, and I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll put her up on the, like it's sitting now, and then I'll do the top. But this being super thin with water like that makes it super easy to apply. Okay, the bottom's dry. I'm going to finish up the top part here, and then we'll be ready to take her inside and paint her up. Okay, I'm pretty happy how that turned out. So we'll get painting on that in another day or so. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm finally getting back to painting this. I got the undercoating on, or the first layer of paint on. It's been weeks, but I've been so busy doing other stuff, so finally I got back to it, and we're gonna get this thing painted and out of here, out of my kitchen. Hopefully it should be finished today, hopefully, if everything goes well. So let me get to this camera or turn it over here behind me so you can watch, and I'm just gonna let you watch me paint. Okay, I'm sorry, the lighting is kind of not so good here today. It's a cloudy day, and I got some lights in here, but it's still bad. But it should be good enough. My plan is to make it kind of a concrete color, kind of a light blue, I guess you'd say. I want a little blue tint to it, but kind of almost a grayish, real light gray, or with a blue tint, I guess you'd say. I'm gonna try doing it with some blue and white first and see how that turns, but I got a little bit of gray I might add into it. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. Just do that and on the body and some red eyes, cat eyes, and the base I'm gonna be painting that kind of a goldish yellowish color. So pretty simple. Let the blue that's on here come through in between the toes and then muscles and all the work like that, and on the little creases on the forehead and stuff. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully I get the look I want. Or if not that look, a better look, hopefully. So better grab myself some paper towels. That's another thing I was gonna do. I'm actually going to put a little bit more blue in there. And I'm not mixing it all up real fine because I want some variation in the color. Guess you might want to say the paint's kind of marbled. Better. And let some of that undercover, I don't know what you call it, first initial coat of blue shine through. Especially like on the creases of the legs and where the muscles and stuff and between the toes and stuff like that. See what happens here. Just that fast. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna give it another coat, and after I give it another coat, I'll be right back with you. While the base is dry, and I'm gonna put some red on the eyes because the red usually takes 2 or 3 coats also. So we'll see how that works out here. Myself a little brush. Trying to paint the eyes red. And if you did some on the other part like I just did, just let it dry and touch it up. No big deal. I'll touch that up after they dry. Then we'll go over them again with another red. Actually, I probably should do the red again and then touch it up. I can almost go over the base again. It dries so fast. Guess I better paint his tongue too. Forgot about that. What you think so far? I like it. So I'll touch this up a little bit and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I got her all touched up while I was off camera. I want to show you, I did use this when I was touching up around the eyes. It's a headband light. I don't know if you can see that. It just goes around your head. It's a little flashlight. Those are the handiest things ever. I use that quite a bit. I touched up the black around the eyes, and then I gave the eyes another coat of red and the tongue another coat of red. And while I was at it, I touched up the little side teeth, the fangs, I guess you call it. Painted them white. That really made it kind of stand out. And got her all there. It's looking kind of old looking, kind of all wrinkled up with the wrinkles and stuff in his skin and on the top of his head. Kind of like it. Only got one more thing I'm going to do to it, and that's put those vertical lines in the eyes, the pupils, make it kind of look like cat eyes. And that's it. I'm going to put a black vertical pupil in there, I guess you'd call it. Make it look like a cat eye. And like I said on the other one that I painted, if you haven't seen that video, if you make a mistake, it's no big deal. Just go over it with red again, cover it up, and start over again. But usually I can get it on the first try. Just gotta make sure that your eye is dry, really dry before you go ahead and do this. The red paint, you want to make sure that's dry. Then I always dip my brush in the black and I rub it on a tray and get some of it off. I don't want all of it on there. I want to make a thin line and try to hit the center of the eye kind of about the same side as the other side. Try to make them about the same. I think I'll make this one just a little bigger. That should be good. And that should be about it. We'll finish this video up. All I got to do now is spray the sealer on it in a day or so. It don't take long. It dries really very quick. See if I can zoom in there so you can see that a little closer. Kind of hard to see both eyes at the same time because they're kind of off. One's looking, they're not like straight ahead. Hopefully you can see them good enough. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you liked watching the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Only thing it'll do is send notifications to you periodically so you know when I got a new video out. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching the Wisconsin Greg Show. Take care, everyone. Bye now.